I think that's enough of that. That's a good start. Hello, you got signal now, right? Yes, we have signal. How is everyone? I hope everyone is really well. That's what I'm hoping for, anyway. Oh, welcome back to TrackMania. Again, I guess. And I guess what we will do now is carry on where we left off, which is at level 125. And let's see how well we can do. I am perfectly fine after our Smash Bandicoot stream. So that is all good. Should probably turn the music off, so I don't want to get copyright claimed. Fuck. Flip the car. This requires such a specific approach. I don't like it. There we go. The thing that makes this one difficult is that the fact it's lapped and the circuit is really tight. Like, really tight. Beating the gold medal isn't difficult, just getting consistently there is. Oh. Keep it there. Oh god. Oh god. There we go. Just realised I'm in an Xbox party. I should leave that. Oh god. Oops. There we go. Oh, this is not gonna go well. Just land smoothly. Not quite. Nearly though. I should probably get a permanent Discord link set up with move up, shouldn't I? Okay, so we made it over that crest. Oh, stop drifting. That's the one place I don't want the car to drift. And getting it to not drift is really difficult because it just bounces. You lift the throttle off and it's like, nope, I'm going sideways now. Oh. There we go. That's one lap down. Like, in this particular level, it does not hurt to take it a bit easy. Like, it really does not hurt to take it that little bit easier in this level. Mostly because you have to. But my brain doesn't understand that when in a time trial, which is why I'm struggling with this level so much. Okay, that's as straight as I can make it. That's all it needs to be. Just spin the car around. Over here. And then up here. That was a really big lift off, but we got away with it. That's the thing, I don't want to take too many risks in this because of how easy it is to mess up the whole run. Over here. Oh, we hit the tree. Fuck's sake. Okay. Okay, that's the initial jump done. Shit, 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 shit! The car got unsettled. That's the car gone. Piss. Eyes on the prize. I'm trying, mate. Don't drift! I'm so glad I only ever need to complete this level once, just with a gold medal. I'm so glad I only need to complete it once. Piss. Okay, there we go. I think I just need to do a bigger lift off over that particular crest. Oh, fuck. Just land smoothly, just land smoothly. Yeah, the gold medal is really slow around this track after lap 1. Not sure why. Smooth jump. I hate that jump. It's just so narrow. You gotta go through a bunch of crates and it's just about as wide as your car. Having a bit of a better run at this. I do not expect to get TrackMaster on this. I'll be completely honest. I'm not expecting that at all. Not on this run anyway. Okay. Over this. Last lap, come on. Oh, okay. Oh, just about. Oh, smooth as you like. Come on, car turn. There we go. Come on, come on. I did say TrackMania. Hello, Kaloom. How are you? I'm surprised you were even looking in my Discord, to be completely honest. But welcome in. Good to see you again. As I am. Oh, hell. Nearly there. This is not a Trackmaster run. It isn't going to be anywhere near a Trackmaster run, but I did my best. I did my best nonetheless. I'll take the gold at that point. Oh, I hated every... It's taken me a good couple of hours to do that one. Not on stream, obviously, but... Back to point, so minute 12, I have no idea what this level is. I've not driven it. Oh, that's a good start. Oh, it wasn't joking when it says slow down. Off-road, big jump. Okay, that is kind of a big jump. Chicane, but it's all off-road, so it's twitchy as fuck. It's the car gone. Let's try again. Oh shit. There's no way. I don't understand how you could do that corner. I feel like wall riding it would just roll the car as well. Piss. Sign set, mate. Do you know what? When it says slow down, you kind of can't in this game. But there's probably a good reason why it asks you to slow. It just doesn't tell you how much. It just says slow down. The issue is obviously the gravel, because you can't keep the car particularly straight with any sort of steering correction. It's not like the tarmac. Mass rapido. Very fast, big jump, right into... So you gotta be straight as balls going over that. Okay. The hard thing about it is when the car's gone, that's it. You have to have the car firmly planted nearly at all times. This car just can't do it off-road as it crashes into the barrier on the outside. I have the music turned off, obviously, because I don't want to get copyrighted into oblivion. Okay, and yeah. It's not really a chicane more than it is a slight twist, but the fact that it throws you off like that is super fun. Like, it's just a bit too technical here. Oh god, break. Turn too early. And smack. Yes, look at this. The issue is that the brakes themselves are rear as well, so you don't want to be hitting the brake if you can help it, because it just initiates the slide pretty much. Be number one or die trying. Ah! Yeah, that's a crash. I didn't even know it was on. I'm not gonna lie. Not only that, I work weekends, otherwise I probably would have. But this is like it's been a very unusual week in that I'm off on Friday when traditionally I'm not. But I would like to have gone, but I can't get the time off now. It's too late. I don't want to throw my manager under the bus. So, as much as I would have liked to have gone, I kind of had no idea it was happening. I had no adverts or posts or anything about it. Just like it's not that I wouldn't want to go. I would have loved to have gone. I just couldn't. If I knew about it last week, potentially, but I'm already over my holiday allowance as it is at the minute, so. Crash. I'll do what? Everything considered, I'll take that. Oh, that hit the wheel wrong. Oh, oops. Yeah. To be fair, with how slow you go out of that corner anyway, I'm like try and wall ride it anyway. But like I said, I feel like that might roll the car. Bonk. I'm just gonna like drift, and then. Oh my god! It nearly rolled the car. The hell? I have to. I was gonna say I just have to trust the corner, and I didn't, and I doubted myself. And then next thing you know, I'm in a hole on the outside. It's like, what do you want me to do, game? Oh, it's going straight into it. How did we avoid that? Okay, this is nice and straight. This is nice and straight. This is not. I don't know where I'm going now. Chicane. Left. Oh god. Oh god! It didn't tell me it tightened up. It didn't tell me it tightened up. I just saw left, turn, and I just saw the corner getting tighter, and that's how I ended up running so wide. I was just like, okay, didn't expect that. Christ, car. You had one job, and it was just to stay flat. Next thing I know, I go around the corner, and it's like sitting on a lopsided bus. Well, I slowed down, just not in the way I intended. Just like, oh. Okay. Let's try again. 249-meter jump. Let's go. Okay, let's try this again. We got a small chicane into a bollard. Oh, I just got a message. Okay. I wonder what that ping was. Oh. Hi Mysterious. Yes, people still play this. I'm one of them. Look what level I'm on. Send help. So we're not even we're not even 25% of the way through the red stage yet. I got stuck on 125 for a good while. We completed it, and now I'm trialing and trying to learn this stage, and then it'll be on to the next one, which the next few shouldn't be as bad because it's a point to point and the laps aren't very long. But the thing I'm starting to struggle with on these is consistency. All the other ones you can kind of keep your foot pinned. In these ones you can't. Like all of these require some form of brake at some point. Because, like, look, I've got to lift off the throttle. We've just about saved it. I don't know how. And then this just gets tighter, but it doesn't tell you that. And then it splits the road, which I didn't expect. TrackMania. I know, right? I didn't know which way to go on the split. The car kind of didn't respond how I wanted it to, and then next thing you know, I'm going down the middle, which isn't a viable route. That straight into the bollard. No, it's not. How? I don't know. Mass Rapido, very fast indeed. Also very twitchy indeed. Oh, pissing hell. I thought we could keep that run going. I thought I just had the luckiest escape ever, and the game's like, nah, actually just go into the pole. Oh god, there you go. Six skids, six drifts. Whoa, straight into the canyon. Rest in peace, driver. Oh. Come on, swing left. There we go. Keep it. The thing that's making this so difficult is the gravel. That's why this one's tricky, because the car's like super loose. Someone asking me what am I doing? Trying to drive the car, mate. Although I would like to one day try a double driver with this with someone, but not many of my friends play it. Yeah, pretty much. It's asking you. It's asking a lot, which makes me scared for the black level stages which come after this. They're my biggest concerns. Because to unlock red, you only need silvers. Console. I got this, what was it? It was free with gold a few years ago. Actually still a very pretty looking game. Like, it still holds up now. It still holds up really well now. like graphically. I can check. Yeah, so I'm playing on console. Most of my games are. Like I said, I'm in the process of trying to figure everything out. Oh, my stream's gone quiet for a moment there, and boom. Right, just keep it straight. Just keep it straight. Lift off a little bit through the chicane into the left-hander that tightens right at the end here, and then stick it to the right. Try hard too. I don't even know where this goes now. Oh god, there's a boost pad. Oh, that was it. Okay, that's not too bad. I think I could easily go quicker on that. I genuinely think I could go quicker on that. I think I just butchered like the last, I don't know, last bit of that wrong. The only reason I say I think I could have done that better is because of the amount of wall banging I did here. Like that wall bang there. Then okay, maybe I imagine, right? Only 4 friends of mine have got this far. This one's not as long, 52.96. Oh piss. What are we getting into? Oh piss in hell. Well, I think that answers my question. Oh piss, I hit the wall. It's a restart. Oh piss! Do you know what this? Do you know why this is? It's because the roads are really narrow. The roads are really narrow, which is how the difficulty gets you. They just get narrower and narrower. It's not necessarily if the tracks get more technical. Yeah, you can have. I think it's Arabic, Japanese, Spanish, French, German, Italian. Um, Due. I'm assuming it's Portuguese slash Brazilian. English, obviously. They are all different languages, it's just there's a lot of them. Let's just try and learn the rest of the course. Drift here. Do you know what? The really funny thing is, it's not. It's the complete opposite. The handling is really responsive and really grippy. It's just that the way that the game deals with gripping up is really twitchy. Like, you have to be dead straight to get the car to handle like I just did there. But the moment you unsettle the rear for whatever reason like this, it is near impossible to correct smoothly. Which is why you keep seeing me do mistakes like this, and then I can't correct the car in time, because it just doesn't grip up. Because if you land and turn, it yeets the car over. Like, the weight transition is horrendous. That's why these games are a little bit tricky at times. Ideally, in an ideal world, thank you for the follow, Calhoun, by the way, I've only just noticed. But the only the only in an ideal world, you don't want to drift. You don't want to drift if you can help it. That's the issue I have. You if you yeah, you don't want the car to drift, which is really difficult when the road's about as wide as your car at the speed you're going at. Like, you have a car width room either side, and then that is it. You're out of road, and if you hit the gravel at the wrong point, car's gone. Yeah, that's one of as you would expect. Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh. Like, the car grips. That's the thing. The car grips. But to get it to pivot, you need to unsettle the rear. Which is why the car looks really clunky. It's not the car. Well, it is. But every car drives like that. Let's just pretend that happened, yeah? That was not a good run. But it's gold. I'll take it. That was not a good run. But it's gold. The AI slowed a lot by the end. Not sure why. 128. Here we go. New level. Starting off with a chicane. Oh, there it is. Would help if I didn't hit the wall. Oh. Oh, that's trippy. U-turn. So it's a hairpin. Oh, okay. With all the wall banging I'm doing, I'm not doing too bad. And there's the finish. Okay. Okay, so it's just a bunch of curvy road. And beyond the 1 or 2 corners I think I have to drift for, I don't want to be drifting on this stage at all. Which is easier said than done on this game, let's be completely honest. Keep it straight. Although I don't know how the game expects me. I can't be the only one thinking that this road is fucking hell is barely wide enough for this car. Legitimately not quite sure how to drive this one. Obviously boost pads are boost pads, so but it honestly looks like you just need to brake a little bit, slow the car down. Oh, okay, so the gold medal's drifting through those corners, but it's not telling me to drift. Do I now have, is it now asking me to, don't drift through there. The game's asking me to figure out when to drift the car, but from what I can tell, if it looks too tight, it's probably something you have to drift. But I don't like drifting, it just unsettles the car too much. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, drifting could be the best thing since sliced bread, but I don't have to like it. Do what doesn't help? The fact there's 2 boost pads right here. They're right there. And if you clip the wall even slightly, bang, momentum gone. Why would you boost pad someone into a corner? I just don't get it. Seems legit to me, tell me about it. Also, boosting reduces your ability to drift. Oh, come on. Oh, okay, you don't drift, you just let the car roll through. Okay, okay. Oh, that... I thought the car was going to roll, so I turned left and it kneed me into the wall. Okay, so we don't actually need to drift, we just need to roll the car through. And here's this AI here, the gold medal, it's just like, hey yo bro, drift. Because funnily enough, letting go of the accelerator is a valid way of slowing down in this game. Just don't fucking hit the wall before you do. Otherwise you lose like the momentum out the window. It's just gone. Now this should all be just... It's saying to drift, but I don't think you do. I just don't think you need to drift there. Here I can understand. Can I just say, for all intents and purposes, right? Let me go here. So you see all the ones with a green number here. They're what they're called Trackmaster medals. And Trackmaster medals are given to you for when you beat the time set by the developer, which is a secret medal above gold. And I somehow did 2 in here somehow. I don't know how. And I've only done 2 Trackmasters like on circuits. The rest have all been point to point. I did 3 here. I've done 2 in here, 1 here, and the first level. The second level is actually near impossible. And do you know why these are a bit easier to deal with? Look how much wider the road is. Don't get me wrong, some of them are narrow as. We'll pick level 6 just for an example, right? 30 point, so it's half the length and a lot wider. There's more room for error here. I think I can beat my own ghost by quite a considerable margin here. It's way more forgiving in terms of what you can set your car up for, among other things. Just don't hit the bumps on the inside of the track. So that's how they make it more difficult. They don't necessarily make the routes harder, they just give you less room for error. But I wonder if we can get a Trackmaster medal on stream. Because look, I only have to hit the brake, I don't know, once, and that's here. And that's solely because you just can't get the car to, you know, commit. And then boom, straight there, finished. We got a new record. I didn't Trackmaster it. I didn't Trackmaster it. How much more time do you think is in that run? According to... It doesn't tell you what the times are either. That's the issue. You have no way of finding out what the times are. I know someone compiled a rundown. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can. Right, okay. Let me see if I can. So, according to this, what did we do? A 28.98. Do you know? Do you know how far we were off a Trackmaster on that run? How long would it take to get all the TrackMaster? I don't know. By the way, we were 0.02 off TrackMaster. I've got to find, on that level, another 200ths of a second. 200ths of a second, and we would have got it. It is that perfect. Maybe you could do that bit flat. Maybe. If you get the line right. Okay, you can't do that flat. You'd have to get the line so perfect on this, it's not even funny. That should do it. That should do it. All I did was shave 800ths off. Only 800ths. And now you can see why these are a lot harder. What is this? Yeah, basically you have to send it. Do what? I'll make you laugh, right? I'll show you my run for level 2. Level 2 has to be the biggest troll I've seen in a while. Right? So level 2, to get a verified TrackMaster medal, what did I do? A 35.6. I need a 35.55. You can get a good idea of how close I am by watching my previous goes. It is that brutal. This level is actually just a joke for trying to TrackMaster. I don't understand how my ghost gets so much speed there. I honestly don't. Oh, piss! It is that tight. I was, 0.04 off improving. That is how pin perfect this particular level requires you to be. And it's worth noting, right, I track mastered all the other levels apart from the one we just did and level 1 by complete accident. I don't like that final corner, mate, it's not that. It's just, it asks so much. All I need, for reference, is 0.5 of a second. 0.05 of a second, and we've got it. I don't know what else I can do. The only thing I have learned is that keeping tight here is quicker than the line I did before. But I don't think I did level 8. But it's worth noting, for point of reference, I am on level 129 of this career mode so far, like on this, and I am here on level 2 trying to track master it. You know, as practice. I just get so much speed on my previous run out of there. Just painful. Just painful. By the look of it, I need to maximize the exit more than the mid corner. Which means sacrifice, like, it is literally a case of in, out, and then keeping it just all the way in, letting it run wide a little bit, and then using that momentum like that. It's just that this one here just sucks. I just can't. I have a feeling the way I did it on my initial run, with the blue one here, was I got that last section so perfect, but I fucked up the first section by the look of it, which means I just need to recreate the line that I used in my first run. Not happening accurately, I'm not gonna lie. I just don't. I have no answer for how I got that second to last corner so right. I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer right now. I just don't. I don't have an answer. You can't. So if I drift too tight, I've lost all my momentum. So it's basically about minimal. Oh, we fucked up the start. It's about minimal drifting then. Just keeping the car as straight as possible, I think. Only so much you can do in this section here, but oh, we've definitely got a bit more speed compared to last time we tried it. You know what? I legitimately thought we had that. I legitimately thought we had that then. Still got more speed on the Ghost. What line did I take through here? Oh, come on! Yes! How? How? There was a wheel in it. A wheel. There was a wheel in that. I hate TrackMaster pedals. Right, level 129. Let's see what we're getting into. 1 minute 6.19 is the gold. Let's just see what we're dealing with. Starts off road, wonderful. Thanks, game. I'll be ready for that next time. Oh, piss. Okay. Welcome to Hairpintopia. Great start. It doesn't take much to realise why the white levels are easier than the red levels. You! That's blind. Okay. I see you, TrackMania. That nearly worked. I don't know how I committed to that and nearly made that work. It does say drift there. Do you know how much of a drift of faith that is? That is painful. This is literally going to be a case of, oh look, there's a bump, let's just restart so I know what's coming up. Like, a key thing in the car's going to roll over there, get off the gravel. Oh god, that was a commitment. Oh, hello. Hello, Donut. Favorite stadium. That's not even a question. Stadium, 100%. The prettiest, probably the roller coaster lagoon, but favorite is stadium. Which is ironic, considering I say my favourite environment's the stadium, but most of my Trackmaster medals have come in Roller Coaster Lagoon. So maybe in my heart, maybe in my brain it's stadium, in my reality, probably Roller Coaster Lagoon. Probably. I think the Grand Canyon ones are generally my least favourite ones to do. I think. I think in terms of like my favourite levels to drive, I don't really like the ones like this where it's all road. Mostly because of the minimal margin for error. It's not that I don't like making, well, everyone likes not making an error, but what I mean is that with the way the game handles it, they're the least forgiving to make an error on, which is why I'm not. Yes, I am trying to get to 200 with every single one gold at least. But then in the future I might try the 50 Trackmaster ones, but you gotta remember that this has been over the years when I've only ever completed a few levels at a time. But most of the time I was breezing through some of the other levels like really quickly. It's only since I got to red 120 5 that I've really started to struggle with them. Which just makes me wonder what black is, to be completely honest. I imagine black is just pain, but hey, that's what we're here for. That bump threw me off. Okay, you have to slow down for that. I think some of the levels quantify as very big difficulty spikes. Like, some of them are just way harder than the rest of the ones in the rest of the set. I'm just like, this is awfully tough. And then the other ones are easy for a little bit. Like, I didn't spend anywhere near as long on 26 or 27 or 28 as I did on 125. And that's solely because that 125 is a lap race, and consistency as well as speed is key. We beat the goal time by like 8 seconds, but even then I was just like, I don't fancy retrying that one for a TrackMaster. Despite how much I've learned it, and it's just because of how, again, unforgiving. That's what I mean. There's only one or two that are like unfairly difficult. 125 was one of the ones for me. There was one circuit one I can't remember in. It wasn't. It was the level after this. But there was a beetle, and it was basically like a dirt path, circuit race. That wasn't fun. I like a good challenge though. Like, I am a sucker for challenges. Oh! I just saw that truck coming up to me and I was just like, bro. Drift here. Drift where? Ah! That's where! Let's pretend I knew that that was coming. You'll find that I am very, very good at adapting and reacting quickly. It's just there was some where... Right, so the next one's a circuit race. So we've got 3 laps. It's 3 minutes 18.71. Let's see how long this is. Which my guess puts it at about 1 minute and 2 seconds a lap. But let's just see how brutal it is. So that jump could be problematic if you get that wrong. Where are we going? How am I meant to know where that rock isn't? You've hidden it behind a bush. God damn it. Car just didn't stop drifting when I needed it to. But at least we know that we just really need to get to the right hand side of this wall here for this bit now. But really to the right, because that bit's flat. Car just lost the rear. I hit the gravel and the car was gone. Ah! I don't know if anyone else saw that, but did anyone else just see the car really grip up there for a minute? And then just like, that was it, I couldn't stop myself going into the wall. It's small things like that that make this brutal. Right, this is now all new track. I don't know where I'm going. Drift here. Okay. Big jump. Oh, thank God it cut off the engine. Right into a boost pad that goes into a U-turn. Thanks, game. Appreciate it. Thanks for the heads up. By the way, you put U-turn too early. Worth noting, we haven't completed a lap yet. Once I know the track, it should be okay. But I've got to try and complete a lap as quick as possible so I can adapt for the rest of it. Because once I know where I'm going, it'll be fine. And then the car's just got to cooperate. Obviously, like I said, I have the music turned off because copyright. Black Series has less signs. Do you know what? That's the other thing. I've noticed that there are less signs telling you what to do. It expects you to figure it out. It becomes more trial and error, which isn't a bad thing, but for a game all about beating the clock, Trackmaster, it's not like TrackMania only asks you to thread a needle at 300 kilometers an hour or whatever speed we're doing. Can you imagine being the stunt driver of this car? Like, this is like doing Pikes Peak on crack whilst taking ecstasy and steroids. That is kind of what it's like playing this game. I don't mind gaps like that, but not when they put an obstacle that is clearly on the track. Like, they don't block it off, they just make it so you can hit it, and I bet Black Series is going to be more of the same. Piss. Oh, the rear right hit the wall, and it's just like, bye! Let's pretend I knew how I did that. You know how I said I was really good at adapting? I'm hoping this kind of proves it. Look, even the gold medal's barely keeping it on the road. Where's this go? Back up here. Okay. And then it's another U-turn. Oh, that the game expects you to drift around. Hi! We still haven't done a lap yet, but I can see the end of the track nearly. Not sure what I did to deserve this game, but thanks in advance. I'll be sure not to break my controller from all the times I get this tiny section wrong because you put a rock on the fucking track. If anything's going to cause me restarts, on the most part, it's going to be this damn rock here. I don't understand the logic of some of the skids on this car. I really don't. Not yet, anyway. Oh, there's the wall. So, if you couldn't tell, most of this first section is pretty much flat if you know what you're doing. Which may be insane to say out loud. But, like... Oh, fucking hell. That is so sketchy. The walls! If it's not the rocks, it's the walls. Why are they so close to the track? Somehow just about recovered that. Don't twitch on me now, car. Okay, we're straight, we're straight, we're straight. Around the corner, hit the wall. Thanks! It's usually the circuits that seem really difficult. The point-to-points aren't so bad, but the circuits seem to just get worse. Like, it's not even the lack of signage that's the problem now. It's just the way they're designed is way... Ah! Like, I can't be the only one who's thinking that maybe a little bit of the circuit design is a bit unfair in regards to them rocks on the left-hand side of that really stupid dirt chicane. I can't be the only one who thinks that's a little bit uncalled for because it doesn't truly tell you where to go. It just says through this gap, which for most people, they'd probably do what I do, because it's asking you to get right up to them walls. Just to avoid it. The next canyon multi-lap is fun. This is 130, so... Next one will be 155. 155 will be the next one. Because this is the last of the canyon for this set. I think that rock face there gives you an idea of how much little margin you're working with. And I've got to do that 3 times in a row without fucking up the rest of it. Avoid the wall, straighten the car out. I think I've just about got away with that. Right, what are we doing? Big jump. Right, this is now all new. Okay, so that's the end of the lap. The bit we got up to before was basically the end of the lap. That's good to know. Now I've just got to do 2 more runs of that. Hopefully without fucking up. It may sound really bad, but the bit where your engine cuts out is a lifesaver at times. Because it stops the car from being able to drift, pretty much. It just tractions up the whole time and you can straighten it out. It can be a lifesaver, but it's also just like, if you fuck up the bit before it and it's like a jump, that's it, it's gone. And then you have to restart. So we know we can complete a lap, we just need to know now if we can complete 3. You can tell that was a better run because we didn't bobble awkwardly. It's stuff like that, the small bumps on the inside of corners that you can't hit. It's a bit like, I don't know if you guys have played it, but Dirt Rally 2, and you know how the co-driver says, don't cut? It's just, don't cut all of the time. It is a tightrope walk in a race car. Okay, that was not as good a run as my last one, but that was smooth. That was smooth. Big yeet! Yeah, it's bits like that where you hit the wall and your engine cuts out. No chance. You lost all. I lost all the time because I clipped that one wall. So yeah, if you have an engine cut, don't hit the wall. It just ruins the entire run, like permanently. Do you know what the sad thing is? I genuinely think with how, if I can just nail the run, I genuinely think I could trackmaster this on the first go of completing it. If I can nail the run. Because circuit trackmasters are a bit more forgiving. Narrow canyons suck. Good thing they don't introduce narrow loops. Loops I can deal with. I can deal with loops just fine. I don't have an issue with them. Because most of the time they're straight. Or it's just small corner increments. It's just worse when it's flat. I just don't understand. Why do they make them 3 laps? Why can you not just do 2 laps? Do you know how much more user-friendly 2 laps would be? Fuck off, rocks! Oh my god! It is... When you say loops, do you mean like the 90-degree ones, or you want about like loop-the-loops? Oh, loop-to-loop. Yeah, I can do them. They're easy. Loop-the-loops, narrow loop-the-loops on here I can deal with, because they are still ultimately either a jink to the left or a jink to the right, and then you just adjust it mid-loop, and that's it. That's easy enough. I can deal with that. What I'm struggling to deal with is obstacles on the path. That's the hardest thing I'm dealing with here. If you're too fast, you slide out. It was the same on the stadium, though. That's the thing. All the obstacles you've technically seen before, but it's just a different variant of it. And not only that, I don't think it would be on a canyon road like this. I think it would be on like the small narrow pieces of track that you drive on when you're in the air. Like here, for example. Although, does it not cross your mind how they had the building resources to put all those pillars in the water in the first place? Like, do you know how deep that water is, my friend? Is it bad that we can complete one lap, but then we can't complete another? At least I'm not doing this one to a bunch of drinks every time I restart. Car straightened out. And I know what everyone's probably thinking. If it's that difficult, why don't you just take it slower? Hi, the time limit doesn't care about how fast you want to go. Can you tell that this is a dumb? I would have put this in the Black Series, honestly, just because of the obstacles in the road. But hey, it's okay. We will persevere. Perseverance is key. Yeet. Do you know what the sad part about this entire level is, right? Oh yeah, you're talking to someone that worked on Dirt Rally 2, where the motto is literally finish before you try and finish first. Like, that approach got me a long way in that game. But even so, I like, it's not a Gran Turismo license test, but I'm treating it like one, and maybe that's my issue. Because Gran Turismo license tests were just so fair. Okay, we've nearly done 2 laps. Oh, you piece of shit. I lost all my momentum! That quote got you to 177. I mean, to be fair, I know it's all about no mistakes, but do you know what? I know it's all about, like, just driving cleanly and then making no mistakes. But no mistakes to me also means not hitting the wall. Like, if I hit one wall, it's a car insurance quote. I know, right? Yes, this definitely needs... Can you imagine, actually? That is a thought. Hi, I've got a 1,000km/h monster here. How much would it be to insure to drive on public roads that can also do, like, 300 kilometers off-road while crashing into rocks at 1,000,000 miles an hour and treating it like a Volvo? How much would that cost to insure? Next thing I know, I'm gonna call the people that quote me happy, and they're gonna tell me that they don't insure this car. Oh yeah, I don't doubt that. Like, the brake is your best friend, and I've learned that gradually as I've revisited this game. But where's the fun in going slow? When my gaming childhood started with Sonic the Hedgehog, so gotta go fast has always been the mentality I've always gone for. Don't know how that fucking happened. It's just when it says drift here, and the road's just about as wide as your car for you to go drifting in. That's when I'm a bit like, can you not? I've also just realised that was clean with a Kappa face at the end. Like, yes, yes it was. Do what else is clean? Dropping your car in the water. See? Look how clean my car is now. Are you not impressed? Look at how clean my car is. I mean, we've just killed the guy, but let's talk about how clean that car is. Like, god damn it. Three clean laps it's asking me to do. It's asking me to do 3 laps of this track cleanly, and each lap is give or take 1 minute and 2 seconds. Depending on how fast you can drive it. It's just that corner there. That tiny chicane. Clean cars means a new world record. I know! But the thing is, right, that chicane is the biggest problem on this track. and it's only because of the fact that there are rocks on the left-hand side that it doesn't warn you about. Do you know what goes a long way in this game? Rhythm. Rhythm goes a really long way in this game, but it's nearly impossible to get one half the time. Thanks for the word of encouragement. I can do this. I can. It just might take me forever to do it. Oh, job. I don't even. Is that Jobber GTM or Job 3 GT? Job 3. I don't. I'm gonna say Jobber GTM. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh God. Oh, what? What? Why did you yeet yourself to the right? I wanted you to go straight in the car, just like, nah, I feel like eating Armco barrier for a minute. Excuse me. Piss. I'm not asking for much. I just want to get car around track quickly. Time to head off now. Hope to see you on Black Cat, mate. Don't get me started. I will get there eventually. I'm just another 41 levels away. I'll let you know. If this keeps being popular, I might keep streaming this if it ends up being popular. But we are quite deep into this, so the challenges are getting a bit harder. Thank you for the Fall Guys crown as well. I think I've actually yet to win one in Fall Guys actually. Oh. Oh. It's kind of like a roller coaster in a car simulator, a little bit, but it is hard. This game is not as easy as I'm kind of making it look, despite how many errors I'm making. Oh, that wall. Games like Just One More Time. What is this? Daft Punk? Condescending game design. Come on! Some consistency game would be really, really nice. I'm not gonna lie. The only good thing is the fact you don't have to click pause and restart. You hit a button and it just restarts instantly. It makes it. You ever play Super Meat Boy? It's kind of like that sort of restart, where if you die, you just get where you just instantly load back at the start. That makes it a little more tolerable when it comes to restarting. It's not like you have to reload everything, it just instantly loads you in to start again. Which is a bit of a lifesaver. God damn it. Go. International time attack formula. International rage attack. Imminent. That chicane. That chicane is the hardest thing about this level, and it's just because of the way that they've said, oh yeah, go left here, or go through this gap here, but then put rocks on the left hand side and don't tell you about it. and then the car just gets upset and you're in the wall, and then you're just like, fuck you, game. There we go. Damn it. I don't ask for much, but this is a bit of a long car, if you couldn't have gathered. It's a bit long, and you don't have a choice in what cars you use. Even though I hit the brake and deaccelerated, I still managed to lose control of the car. Hit the brake, slide it round. Oh, piss. See, that's how I want it to go. But I've got to do that 3 times in a row. Yeet. Oh god, oh god, oh god. It's this one corner here. I can't tolerate. What was? Thanks for the lurk, bread. Do some 6 skids. Ah, why'd you straighten up like that? God damn! Yeet. That fuck. I don't understand. Do you know how little I want to drift through that section? The game requires you to drift because of how fast you're going, but it's like the worst way to approach that section because it's just so easy to lose the rear or for something to straighten up and twitch you into a wall, and that is it. You've lost the run because you just lose too much speed with the engine cut out at the top of the hill. I'm just going to pretend that that was intentional because it really wasn't, that bit there. Don't. Oh, this is going to be rough. Yeah. That's a restart. Right, give me a sec, I'm going toilet. I am going to categorize that as an unexpected toilet break. I'm going to call it that, because that's kind of what it was. Right, maybe 2 minutes on the John will probably mean that I do better at this now. Hopefully. Imagine, right, if I do this on the first try after coming back from the toilet. I mean, it's wishful thinking, but you can imagine it. Nah, that would have been cool. That would have been a dream story right there. Mango's toilet completes level. Trackmaster first attempt on the rival back. Why? The car just kind of went bonk. Not asking for much. I just won a gold medal. What? I don't I don't know what we watching at. The sad thing is that it's not even that difficult a track. It's just the consistency isn't there for me right now. Oh shit, there's a wall there, there's a wall there! I realised my angle was too straight into that while I was trying to maximise the corner camber. I was just like, oh okay, I'll just accept my fate. I thought I could maybe just about turn out of it. I was hilariously wrong to think that I could out Pizza the Hut. Oh, piss off car. I actually cannot wait to be done with this damn car so I can drive something else. The Beetle's not going to be much better. You'll see why I call it the Beetle in a minute. Hopefully. A minute is a very generous amount of time to be giving myself for this, when the minimum is 3. Grow up, game. Why did it suddenly stop? If I want you to yeet right, I will want you to yeet right, car. Oh no, game just wanted to ignore my brake. Okay. Give it all I've got. I'm really trying, game. Believe me. Lose a rear wing. Perfect. Shedding weight means more speed. Maybe not in TrackMania terms, but it's not far from the truth. Oh, piss. Yeah, that could have gone smoother. Okay. No Trackmaster medal, I don't think, but that's not what we're here for. Lose the engine, too heavy. I know, right? Just rely on that NOS tank in the back. Oh, do you know what? I'm not even going to bother trying to drift for that corner anymore. I'm just going to wall ride it and just see what happens. Because every time I seem to drift round it, I always seem to get, you know, yeeted into a complete spin that ruins the whole run. Like, yeah, ignore the fact I'm 8 seconds up on the goal time, and it's probably just a fucking checkpoint restart. I don't want that. I want a good run. And unfortunately, a good run means not having to restart from the word go. But we can prove, we have proven at the very least, we can do 1.9 laps of this track without crashing. Like, I am pretty sure I will one day, like, do this level. Can you imagine the scenes when we finish this level? Sick recovery, bro. That went well. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's just a case of I need to stop reading chat and just shut up and actually focus. Maybe it's just that. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this level on Twitch! Fucking why? Who put them rocks there and thought this is good level design? I swear to God, if I had £1 for every time I've hit them rocks in this live stream today, I would have about 30 quid, I think. God damn it. I don't know what the game wants me to do. Like, I don't want to go too cautiously through this damn course. Because too cautiously makes me scared. Oh, we only just about cleared that. That's a relief. I'm just glad we cleared it, to be honest. Hey, that set us up well for this, though. In fact, it set us up so well, I went way quicker into this corner than I ever expected to. And I've had to make sudden adjustments to my driving on how to approach that. Domino Marama, thank you. Yes, I am I am aware, but most of the time it's not the jumps causing the issue. It is mostly the corners that I'm having issues with, or just small bumps in the road that make the car react slightly differently. Maybe not as fast as I wanted to be through there, but I car why? Why? I did the same thing last lap, but you turned in. Why on this time did you not turn in and then put me in the wall? It's small things like that that are just making this run harder than it needs to be. And now I've got to reattempt to do that chicane without the car yeeting me into. It's a patience game. It's a patience game. Maybe I just need to chill. Maybe I just need to take a bit more of a careful approach to it. But careful never got anyone anywhere in TrackMania. To a degree. Can I just remind you guys, right, when we got to 126, how fast we got to 130 in comparison to how long I've now spent on 130? Let's just let that sink in for a minute. I'm gonna go eat, be right back. Yeah, man. I'll be here still, I think. That's just like the tiniest bump and it was just like, yep, run over. God, come on, car. I'm sure we'll get there eventually. I am pretty sure. It's just patience, patience, patience. But I also have, at the time of this stream, 10 Trackmaster medals. The last one I got, I think was like 90 something. I think was the last one I got, and that was on the first attempt when I actually finished it. I genuinely think with the amount of practice I'm getting in on this circuit, if I just nail the run how I want to, we can Trackmaster it quite easily. But as long as I feel good with the run, I'll be happy with it. I've just got to complete the run first. So if it's not that chicane, it's usually that last corner that ruins my runs more often than not. I'll let that one slide because it didn't ruin my run entirely. Yes, it did ruin my run entirely because it meant I didn't get enough speed to clear that jump. And it's not even like we didn't miss the rocks either, we just hit the sign afterwards. Come on. Just drift without hitting any bumps, please. I actually genuinely cannot be waiting to done with this level. I don't even know how long I've spent on it. I just know that this stream's been going for nearly 2 hours. Just over 2 hours now. Woo! Food is barely being ordered. Yeah, okay. No worries, man. The sad thing is, I still nearly made that mistake working to the run, and then it just tightened up way too much. And that was me on the inside of the wall going for rolls. There's probably a reason why the gold takes such a cautious approach to everything. But that's not what's bothering me. It's the fact that I know I can do this quickly. I think it's more the fact I know how fast I can do it, and I'm just not meeting that expectation of myself. Maybe that's what the issue is. Fucking... It's always like one wheel. This right rear tyre just gets caught on a tiny bump, and that is it. The car's in the wall, bobbling off it. And I can't drift it round when I know how I need to take the corner and I can't execute it. That will do. At least I didn't hit the wall, so I'll clear the jump this time. Yeah, hit the wall on the outside, but should have drifted more. Unbelievable. Okay, we got more than enough over that crest this time. Definitely got the extra speed there, that will help. Look! Why did it slow down and then pull me onto the wall? I hit the tiniest bump and it's pulling me into the wall. It's not even like I'm hitting it, it's just pulling me into it. I don't need this. This is stress I just don't need. And I work in retail. If retail is less stressful than your level design, you've done something wrong. One hour? Really? An hour and 13 minutes in is when I started this level, which means we've been at this for nearly an hour. What? Oh boy. This is going to make for some fun stream footage, ain't it? Can you imagine, right, if I had to say to my editor, yeah, I've got about 4 hours of video, but you're going to need to cut about an hour of it out. That would be fun. I don't have an editor. Go west! How about go fuck yourself? That's what the VOD says. God damn. That VOD is drunk. So I'm going to, I don't know, do I apologize for saying sorry if seeing the same level over and over for an hour? I don't know if I should apologize on behalf of Ubisoft or myself for being so persistently stubborn with this level. Because you can't get to the next 10 until you've completed these. I'm just disappointed in the fact that they've put rocks on the track that you can still hit. I do what I've seen it for many hours before. I crashed a lot when I was going for track. The thing is, right, a lot of my Trackmaster runs have all been when I just completed the level normally by going for this approach, knowing I can be as fast as I am if I nail the run. It's just then nailing the run, and I'm not like going for every Trackmaster. I want at least 50 though. And don't get me wrong, some levels are easier than others. This is not a particularly difficult track. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing that's making it difficult is the slight inconsistencies on my runs that I'm having. Right, we finally got round that damn corner. It's this corner as well. I'm having issues with this corner as well. Just because of how little room for error there is. I hate it. And it's all because of the pressure you get when you have this bit here, where it just slows your car down to a snail's pace. I don't even know what the Trackmaster time is for this level, and I don't want to know. I just want to complete it as fast as I can, and maybe be pleasantly surprised at the fact I have a Trackmaster medal. I'm hoping. Let's just call that bit luck. Let's just call that luck. I don't think it'll be a Trackmaster run, but it'll be a damn good gold run. Just one more corner. At least we got that for it, I guess. That put me 108th in the world, 88th in the. You've unlocked some new tracks. Thanks! I can't wait to stress myself out more. Do you know what? I'm gonna check for shits and gigs. What is the right? So if you're wondering, Trackmaster is 3 minutes point 4, not 3 minute 4. 3 minute point. I was 6 seconds off. 6 seconds off. I'm not doing Trackmaster on that level. Fuck off. Right, 131. Different environment, different car. Exact same level of stress. We are here for it. We are ready. My body is ready. 1 minute 3.4. Easy enough. Be number one or die trying, mate. I died a long time ago, and it's when I loaded up this damn game. Good start. Nice. big banking as we drive through some farmland. Road narrows. Oh, just a bit. Why is it all in Russian? Took you about 1 hour, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Yeah, to do a 3-minute run. To a degree I was relatively happy with. I think it was this set of levels I said I didn't like because it's mostly just off-roading. It's mostly just off-road driving, but in a Beetle. Welcome to speedrunning. Mate, there is an achievement in Sonic 2 for the 360, like the original Sonic the Hedgehog 2, if you can beat the game in under 2 hours. I haven't done that yet. Can you see what I mean when I call it the VW Beetle though? I mean, it's not. The whole front end's missing. But it looks like a VW Beetle from the cab. We're getting there slowly, I think. We're getting there slowly. I just need to stop the car from sliding as much, but good luck with that. It's on slick tyres. Who decided, yeah, we're going to make you go off-roading in a nitrous-fueled buggy, and by the way, you're on slick tyres? Like, semi-slick grooved tyres. Who approved this? More importantly, why do the tyres grip as well as they do? You have no traction. What's this? Oh, just pain. Okay, got it. This car's way too twisty. I hate these because they're mostly just off-road. Mostly. It's why I don't like these dirt stages on this set of levels. Fuck off, car. God, can you imagine being the poor driver that has to get in this car and is asked, yeah, can you do this? And they're just like, sure, I willingly 100% undoubtedly and conditionally agree to do your stupid requests. And I will drive this car like I stole it because I did and because it has nitrous. Big boosty boy is life. I will have no one tell me otherwise as I fuck up undoubtedly this jump for like the second time in my time that I've ever taken it. And then go over the ditch, lose the rear, and then crash into some rocks while we're going over some gully. You know, the usual. The usual TrackMania approach to anything is just, goddamn, stop it. Please. What do you mean, pedal to the metal? I can't. If I do that, I crash. Like, no matter how little steering, or how much steering, or how smoothly and quickly I try and drive this car, if there's one thing that's consistent, it's the fact that this car is shit. I don't quite understand how this game measures speed or traction or anything really. I'm only 0.3 ahead of the gold, so I'll take it. Right, like, why do you oversteer there? What am I missing? What is this? Oh, wonderful. You're telling me I'm too slow because I can't make a jump. Thanks, game. I'll remember that. next time you try and spin me into a crash. Oh, pissing hell. The pay for driving must be good. Mate, I fucking hope so. Can you just... Well, the sad thing is, right, technically speaking, if this was actually a profession, which it is, speedrunning and maybe TrackMania games in general are a paid profession, right? I'm not paid anything unless it's through Twitch. And I haven't been paid by Twitch in about 6 months, so that's good. I am hoping, though, at some point to improve my stream with some better lighting and some green screen and a better camera. Hopefully. I don't. Why do I lift my finger off the throttle? I just don't trust this car. I can't trust this car. I have more trust issues with this car than I trust Warner Brothers with the DC universe. Subathon. Oh mate, I would. I would. But I need to find a day where I can do it. But it's definitely a thought. I would do a 24-hour stream for a subathon. I would do 24 hours for a subathon. That's not drunk me speaking this time, Kue, because you saw me drunk yesterday. That was definitely an experience. By the way, after the stream, it went about as well as you expected. After I mixed the brown sauce, the ketchup, the vinegar, and the cider, it went about as well as you think it did. After I got up out of my chair and I started going to the bathroom, it went about as well as you'd expect. I'm not gonna lie, but I was still alive, which I suppose is the key thing. That was not. I know it wasn't. It was all my fault, but you can't deny it was a fun stream. It's like, come on, here we go. I wish my friend Mark was here. If my friend Mark was here, he could probably translate what was ever walking across the checkpoint screens. I'm assuming it's the word checkpoint. I am assuming. But this leads me to believe that this set of levels is based in Russia somewhere. If I still gold medal this after that, I'm going to be so happy. Where's the track go? I don't know where the track goes. I'm just driving on instinct now. Where's the finish? Don't tread the grass. We nearly nailed that. Okay, I now know where the track goes. I've just got to get the run right. Come on, car, stop it! Thanks, game. Appreciate you putting the rocks there. Well, I did 100% The Simpsons Hit and Run. The playthrough should be fully on YouTube now on my on my YouTube channel. I think the whole part's there, all 4 parts. It's not the first game I've 100%ed on stream. The first one we did was Crash Nitro Kart, believe it or not. Crash Nitro Kart was the first game I decided, yes, I am absolutely going to 100% that. With the Platinum Relics and everything, don't get me started on Thunderstruck. Thunderstruck was pain because of the amount of frame rate drops. My console was suffering. 100% to play, 100% to play as Mag. Oh, mate, do you know what? That reminds me. Do you remember all them? This is back in the day, where people would make up lies about how to play as Luigi in Super Mario 64 for the N64. Like, oh, the amount of like wild theories people would come up with to play as Luigi, and people were dumb enough to actually try it. That same concept, yeah. The thing is, Simpsons Hit and Run was actually quite fun to 100%. It's one of my childhood favourites. And I think I mentioned on stream, like, there was a van, like a milk van, that you had to follow or hit or something. And it had genuine unguent milk. And I was just like, okay. But I don't even, as a kid, I made no note of it. But I never knew until the other day what the word unguent meant. And it wasn't until my friend who was in my stream on the day, Top Hat Shed, he told me that it meant any hoofed animal. Players nitrous oxide and I have CTR nitro fueled, and I'm in the process of trying to platinum relic that. But you know, Sewer Speedway can go fuck itself. Although it's worth noting, my favourite character in Crash Nitro Kart was Zam. So oh, the original CTR. I had a copy on PS1, but I sold it because it was in really bad condition. I'm going to pick up another one in the future, I'm hoping, when I've got a bit more money. Because my PS1 collection is not massive at the minute, but it's solid. It's a solid set so far. One of the joys about where I work is that I usually see them quite regularly, so... No, I didn't. I completed it legit. The only thing I did is after we completed the main campaign, the only thing I did was invincibility and one-hit kill for the cars, so we could basically finish the game up and buy all the outfits we were missing. And I think the only vehicle I was missing at the time was the hover bike, I'm pretty sure, and that's where most of that went. But we did do all the collect. Oh, the what was it? What was it? A Y on the Xbox version. The one that where you can drive any car in the game, and there's a cut ice cream truck that never made it into any of the missions or levels. Yeah, I've done it. It's not the first time I've 100% hit and run. My favorite non-normal access car is probably the Black Ferrari. That's probably my favorite. Just looks so good. It's driven by a 50-year-old pensioner, but you know, let's ignore that fact. I mean, yeah, all the NPC vehicles are driven by a generic NPC, aren't they? It just so happens that the Black Ferrari, the NPC is like a 50-year-old pensioner, basically. Because obviously, in the player control cars, they open the door and get in the driver's seat. But any civilian traffic cars, you always fade to black, and then you're in the car, and you always sit on the passenger side. That's why. But every car that was not like that by default, like any of the non-citizen cars, like the actual player, the ones you can buy and win, any other car is driven by an NPC. So yeah, you never truly drive it. Um, and that goes for the milk van and the ice cream van as well. Funnily enough, the ice cream van can be driven in the game, but it's the only time you can ever like legitimately load it in is with the 100% cheat code. That is the only way you can ever drive the ice cream van. It was meant to appear in level 4, but didn't spawn in traffic for some reason. There you go. There's a fun fact. And yes, it is based on Phineas Q Butterfat, if you are wondering, which is a nice Easter egg to The Sims. Believe it or not, I am full of useless gaming trivia like this. It is one of my favourite pastimes. Does anyone remember the Impossible Quiz? You might have played it in school when you were younger back in the day over here in the UK. But do you remember the Impossible Quiz? Did you know that that game is based entirely on a single person's interests? Did you know? Yeah, you probably watch some of the same guys I do. You probably watch some of the same guys I do. I just like having loads of pointless trivia knowledge, to be fair. it's like saying that the odds of being killed by a cow are not impossible. It's very, very unlikely, but it's not impossible. Oh god. I mean, it wouldn't oh, piss, I didn't mean to quit. It wouldn't surprise me if that's the case, but it was never originally meant to be called Crash Bandicoot. He wasn't even meant to be called Crash, and he wasn't even meant to be a Bandicoot. He was originally called Willy the Wombat, and the game was originally called, in development, the project's name was Sonic's Ass Game. That's not even a joke, that is fact. Naughty Dog called it that because it was like, look, playing a Sonic game from behind, and that is genuinely what it was called during development, Sonic's Ass Game. And then they named it Willy the Wombat and then Crash Bandicoot. When Universal, who were publishing it at the time, they were like, "Nuh-uh, it's gotta have this." Naughty Dog were like, "Well, okay, if you won't let us do what we want to do, we'll just walk out on the project." And boom, Crash Bandicoot it was. And that's how we end up with our favourite orange rat. Of which I don't know if they're a thing over where you live. I don't know if you're in the UK or not, but I got a Christmas gift from one of my colleagues at work, and he got me one of them tubs, collectible rubber ducks, and he got me the Crash Bandicoot one, which was super adorable. Knocksock, thank you for the follow. I wasn't paying attention to where I was going. Oh, do you know what? I'll show you it. Give me a sec. My bag's just... It's going to be really awkward to show you. Here it is. I have no idea how it looks on stream. Let me change my camera, because I only have one monitor, you see. But there you go. It is a rubber duck based on Crash Bandicoot, and my friend got me that. So, Aketra, if you're watching, thank you, my friend. I still really like that. I mean, Pogger's cute. It actually is. It's adorable. I'm getting a big display cabinet at some point, which I'm hoping will incentivize me to kind of reorganize where my stream setup is. The one Bandicoot version, I know, right? But the funny thing is, I'll make you laugh. I never grew up on Crash Bandicoot. I didn't even grow up on Spyro. Like, I didn't grow up on Sonic either. Um, I started on Sonic, but it's not like every game I played growing up was Sonic. My childhood, for the most part, was Gran Turismo and Forza Motorsport, which, if it seems like a boring answer, I'm sorry, I guess, but young me was never really into platformers and being on the ASD spectrum. My interests as a kid were very, very limited, and whilst my love for driving games hasn't really changed, my ability to enjoy them for what they were has definitely dissipated over the years. And I think that kind of came about with when I started working in the games industry. And when I kind of knew the ins and outs of what was going on and why things weren't there, it went from I didn't really care for it not being there to it's just upsetting when it doesn't innovate. maybe, like I said, as a someone that's worked in the games industry and whatever, maybe that's a bit of a pessimistic outlook on games. There are very few games that I look at now and go, damn, that looks exciting. But I'll be happy to admit that there are some games where they got a concept and they just ran with it, and it's never been replicated. Like the mid noughties was such a good time for gaming. They took risks. They did stuff that was like different, and I don't really know what the best way to explain it is. It's do you know what? I didn't grow up on Sly either. I own a copy of Sly Raccoon, as it's called over here. But Sly Cooper, I own the first one. I don't own the second one yet, or the third one, but I'm going to pick it up. There's one trilogy I need to play through that I have yet to, and that is the Jack and Daxter trilogy. I also need to try and pick up Lost Frontiers and Jack X. I need to pick that up when I can. But obviously, like I said, I was very selective with what I got as a kid growing up regarding to games. And I like to think I've broadened my palette a little bit. The first time I really broadened my palette was the 11th of November 2011, which, if anyone knows gaming, is probably synonymous for one thing. And if you know, you know. But I was very much my first real departure from racing games was Skyrim, and I never understood at the time. When I picked it up, I was just like, let's see why everyone really likes this game. And now it's probably one of my favorite games of all time. And I had the same, for people that have played it, it may seem like absolute sacrilege what I'm about to say, but I felt the same way about LA Noire, and I felt the same way about the Mass Effect games. It sounds really bad, but my first initial introduction to Mass Effect was Andromeda. I didn't play the original trilogy until the Legendary Edition came out. I started with Andromeda. Um, Bit of a train wreck, but I've played the original trilogy and I can very easily see why people love it so much. Like, don't get me wrong, I went from being an absolute skeptic to streaming the entire trilogy on a blind playthrough. I made a completely blind playthrough, so I have no idea what happened. I have none of the, like, I had no inkling of how the story went or anything. I played it blind live on Twitch, and it's all on YouTube if you want to watch the 70 odd hours I played of it. But when I say that it got me into it, when I say I got very much into it, I got a very late Christmas gift. Today actually, I got them today. My neighbour got me them after I spoke to her about it. But I recently got these, which are two of the books that basically, this covers there's an event in Mass Effect 1, and this covers that. I haven't read Ascension yet, but I have read Revelation. And if you know, you know. But to those who might not know me as well, I did also import something from the States, from BioWare, that I'm very proud to be an owner of. But you gotta remember, I'm only 24 and I work in retail. So it's not like I can treat myself to all this lavish, fancy stuff anyway. I am very much just... I am like about 80% of the population in terms of the... I don't have too much to my name. I've only recently just started. Oh yeah, I own one Halo book, but it's on my Kindle because I've owned a Kindle for years. I bought it in 2018, and I have a load of books on it, and some of them I've read, and I'm mostly, believe it or not, a fantasy author. A fantasy author? Not really. I'm a fantasy reader. I like fantasy, but I'm also a bit of a sci-fi geek. But I don't know. Maybe it was just I like reading. It may not seem like it, but I like reading, and I also do a lot of creative writing in my free time. I'm no author. Don't get me wrong. Like I had one of my author friends of mine who lives over in Canada. I asked him, "Can you review some writing I did?" And I'm not gonna lie, he had very good points because I asked him to critique it, and he did. He did. Fair play. Uh, and it all only Kindle books I have are the free education books. Yeah, I mean to be fair, there's nothing wrong with free education books, but when it comes to books, most of the time I only really get books that I'm either really wanting to read or I have a reason to. And believe it or not, I supported the Unseen 64 collective book for video games you'll never play. And if you look carefully somewhere inside of the region lock book that just came out by Did You Know Gaming, if you look in there, my name is in the pledge supporters in there, and you'll see my name in there as well. I own my copy. It's in my bedroom, waiting to be put on the bookshelf that's sitting to the left of my sofa. But my name's in that as well. Not my real name. But I am a very, very, very firm believer in video game preservation, and I'm very, very upset that a lot of companies do not like talking about it. It's just like, if a game is cancelled, why should that be hidden? Why? If I ever started a game studio, I'd hold people to NDAs, but if there was a cancelled project after a certain amount of time, I'd be like, listen, you would be free to talk about this because you can. And it's places like Past the Present Online, and one of my favourites is Liam Robertson. Liam Robertson is probably one of the most interesting creators I think I've watched in a while. Go check him out if you haven't. He does a lot of stuff for DYKG, but he's also got his own channel. He covered what went wrong with Scalebound, and I remember being hyped as hell for Scalebound. I remember looking at it and I was just like, damn, that is actually a game that I really, really want. And then Platinum Games and Microsoft just fell out over it. And it wasn't even Hideki Kamiya's fault. It was Tetsuya Minami, who is the president of Platinum Games. It was his fault that the game got cancelled anyway, which sucks. But he also went into why Mass Effect Andromeda's animations when the game came out was so bad. Um, he does a lot of that sort of thing, and Beta64 is another one of my favourite YouTubers. Just covers games in development, which for me, as someone who's worked in the industry, is really, really cool. And I do know some secrets about games. How? Oh! Someone clip that! I'm not even mad. How did we make that still work? I don't understand. How did we make that work? Oh my god! Did anyone see that? Did anyone see that? We hit a pole, did a full 360, landed on our wheels, and got the gold. Clip that, please. God damn. Game Hut. Believe it or not, John Burton ended up founding TT Games. He was the leader of, like, he did run Traveller's Tales, but he never started there. He started at Psygnosis, and I think his first game was Leander for the Commodore Amiga, like his first proper game. He's recently started a new company up in Warrington, and I have sent off a couple of applications, but I've got nowhere with it. But yeah, Game Hut's interesting, and if you like Game Hut, you'll probably like a guy called Beta64 if you haven't seen him. Okay, well at least I know where to go now. Thanks, game. Game was confusing me. It's just like, go here, and then it's actually just like, nah, go through here. U-turn? I do. I turn left. Whoa, what's going on, car? What are you doing? Enjoy air control. Enjoy Thomas the Tank Engine rip-off logos. The thing is, with Beta 64, he's working on a video game of his own at the minute, which is why he hasn't been uploading. But for me, believe it or not, if it wasn't for him... Actually, no, I tell a lie. I got interested in the Persona series because of his video on Persona 5. I didn't play it until Royal came to Xbox, which was only a few months ago. But I want to pick up Royal as a physical copy now. But it's also made me want to pick up Persona 5 Strikers. It's made me want to pick that up as well. And I'm pretty sure I will get it at some point, but it's not on Xbox. That being said, they have recently announced that they're remaking Persona... Well, they are remastering Persona 3 and Persona 4 for Xbox. Is Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable? They're the ones who are... They're the ones that are getting remade, and they're the ones I really want to watch. But the thing is, I'm not a fan of turn-based RPGs, because I played Yakuza Like a Dragon, and I've started it. And what I'm mostly there for the story, I'm not really there because of the game genre. Which is ironic, because I hate Final Fantasy games. Which may seem sacrilege. I just don't like Final Fantasy games. I don't get them. I just don't get them. Maybe it's because Shin Megami Tensei in general is not popular here in the UK. Like, Persona 3 has sold, what, 3 million copies worldwide? Something like that. Like, Persona 5 sold like 3.3 million, including the re-release on Xbox. Which isn't a lot. It's a lot by Persona standards. But Golden sold the same amount, and that hasn't come to Xbox yet. So I don't know. I feel like Atlas have definitely got something going on, but in the US you could get Persona 1 and 2 in the US. But you can't get them in the UK. The earliest one we got was Persona 3, and Persona 3 over here, if you want a copy, is really expensive. Like, you're talking like the price of a brand new PS5 Xbox Series game for a copy of Persona 3 right now. Like, Persona 3 FES over here is like £120, I think. And that's just Persona 3. Persona 4 Golden on the PS2 is... Oh, what was it? 90? Or something stupid like that. Japanese games, like old Japanese games, did not do well in the West. They just didn't. But as they've got a cult following over the last, I don't know, decade or so, all the original titles have shot right up in value. A good example is like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Klonoa, which has just been re-released over here as the Reverie Reimagining or whatever it was called. But they're all examples of games that are really, really sought after and really, really expensive. So I don't know. God damn it. Germany's next top model for PS3. Do you know what? I don't even know what that game is, so fair play. I know a lot of video games. Like, I have. Don't get me wrong, I don't have the biggest collection, but I certainly have a bit of an admirable one. And most of the games I own, I'm not gonna lie, are predominantly racing. If you couldn't have guessed what I said earlier about Gran Turismo being my childhood. What is this? Where am I going? What? There's a corner. Where are we going? Wait, where's it? Wait, what? Okay, I just saw where we had to go. By the way, do you want me to tell you? Right, I work for a second-hand shop, right? I work for a second-hand shop. Do you want me to tell you what the most expensive PS1 game we buy is? I'll give you a hint. Castlevania Symphony of the Night is second. It is a game called Cindy's Fashion World. Good luck finding a copy. That's all I'm gonna say. Yes, Cindy's Fashion World for PS1 in the highest condition we buy it is £800. I don't even know if that price has gone up since. I actually don't know. I haven't checked our website in a while. Yeah. Let's just pretend we didn't miss that finish line. This is a nice easy level, to be fair. Once you get the run down, this is actually really easy. Piss. Oh no, I hit the wall! That felt like such a good run as well. Damn, we hit the pole, we hit the boost pad and went yoink all the way to the right. Try that again without hitting the wall this time. But yeah, we have some. The UK is very weird when it comes to games in general, to be honest. So all the old Japanese games go for a silly amount of money. Uh, Not all of them, no. Some do. Jesus. Yeah, that's quite a while. Just think though, there are some people on True Achievements who have completed games where all the achievements are now unobtainable as well. But like, some people have gone really out of their way to find some obscure games to complete them. I am in the process of trying to complete Juice 2 Hot Import Nights, and we're nearly there. But some of the achievements require like 6 people to complete. I'm just like, bold of you to assume I can get that many people. And to be fair, I have found a group of people who are willing to do it with us. God damn it, hit that wall again. I'm trying to get too close to the corner. Oh, look at this. Nope. Having an ongoing game 100%. I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, if I showed you my Xbox profile, you'd be like, damn, what's wrong with you? Oh, piss right into the lamppost. Like, let me quickly go through this just for shits and gigs, right? Like, look, I play a lot of games, and either I fully complete them or I don't complete them at all. Some of my this was one of my favorites. Yeah, that's a bad decision. I'm not gonna lie, but that's your own fault. I'm proud of this one. This one I'm particularly proud of. I got. I didn't just gold it. I platinumed it. Rocket League I've done. Need for Speed Heat. Like, some of these games are easy and some of them aren't. I'm not gonna lie, but you can probably tell which ones are the hard ones based on a lot of factors, let's be honest. I'll never get 1000G on that. There's one achievement that's like inaccessible right now. But like some of these games I just need to put time into. We'll get there eventually, I'm sure. I have a world rec. I am the world's top player for Power Up Heroes on the Xbox 360. Yes, we won't talk about that. Okay. Um, we won't talk about. We won't talk about that. But I am apparently the world's best player for Power Up Heroes on the 360. For one good reason. It's a Kinect game, and someone let me boost with them, so I just kept beating their profile over and over and over again. So I ended up getting like a really high top player score. Yeah. That was one of them easy game score games, let's just put it that way. And unfortunately that'll be forever marked on my profile. Do you know what? That's a thought. What if one day I decide to do a Kinect stream, an Xbox Kinect stream? What would happen? Oh, that's not gonna work. Yes it does. It's not. If you know where to look, like some games, it's not even just you mash one button. Some of them are legitimately less than 5 minutes. Yes, we have shovelware on Xbox. But they are literally developers who make games solely for that, and then charge like a fiver, and people buy it. Peppa Pig was one of those ones that took less than an hour, but you actually had to play. There are some games where you put in a cheat code, mash one button, and then like 2 minutes you have the full score. That's not even a joke. Like, the fact that there are games, and a few of them, where you can press one button and be done in 2 minutes is really upsetting. But people buy it. And it's not even like it's a few people, like there is, according to True Achievements, one of the games I've played has had 1,000 players. Yeah, that's the thing. Those sort of developers do it because they know achievement hunters will buy them. I wouldn't say I'm 100% an achievement hunter, but I definitely want to 100% games I like, and then maybe, just maybe, with a bit of luck, I will. Why do I feel like I could have done that run so much quicker? Oh, give me a sec. Oh, who's followed? Was that a follow notification? Oh, you unfollowed and then had to refollow. I got you. I got you. Wait, was it unfollow and unfollow? Who's followed? Why have you forsaken me, internet? You'll seek out some games at time for then stick to some. Yeah, that is exactly how I go. What was that notification for? Rolling Dank 420. Thank you. What is up? Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we can TrackMaster this one. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling confident. All I've got to do is beat myself, right? Shit, that straightened up right now. I feel like the TrackMaster's not too different from what I did. Maybe just less time in the air. Oh, that is a way better run. Let's not talk about everything else. Oh, I can't believe I fucking hit that wall. That's ruined the run. God damn it! I hit the wall. I can't talk. I hit the wall on the right hand side, and yeah, that was enough to ruin it. Against terms of serve to beat yourself on stream, I think. I know, but it's a ghost. Do ghosts have feelings? Maybe Casper. That's about it. Can we just appreciate that this damn blimp over here has a Thomas the Tank Engine aesthetic to it? Can we appreciate that for a minute? Like the one that says enjoy air control literally has like this damn blimp has a Thomas the Tank Engine aesthetic to it. Enjoy air control. I'm not Aang. I'm not the last airbender. Not yet, anyway. With a bit of luck and some magic. Or maybe that's the wrong avatar. Maybe I need to be one of the Na'vi. Who knows? Who actually knows? I know the target on stream says 275, but my follower list here says 274. If we get one more follow, according to my actual Twitch statistics here, we will have hit 275. But my goal is lying because when someone unfollows, it doesn't unfollow count. It just keeps it as a follow. So I had one person, I know who it was, they followed me and then basically unfollowed me like immediately after. They had no interest of actually following me, they just wanted their name on stream. So, to anyone who has followed and genuinely stuck around, thank you. I really appreciate it. A little bit about me. I'm Dragon. I'm from the UK. I mostly play racing games, and I mostly yeet my car to space, because that's an acceptable thing to do. I do have questions about the track building company, about why they're leaving their cranes on half-finished circuits. Like, if it's not finished, you shouldn't be racing on it. what we are secretly doing here is secretly testing the FIA's new tracks. Once I follow, I only unfollow when I choose not to come back. Well, I hope you keep coming back to my streams. I hope you find me entertaining, because I'm not going to lie, I'm one of those people where I don't usually stream games. I stream for myself. I like to think I am the reason you come to the stream rather than whatever game I'm playing. And don't get me wrong, some games will attract more attention than others, but I haven't found half of my fan base by playing what everyone else is playing. I've always found it by playing some more less popular titles, let's say. Um, Not necessarily less popular, but to the right person, it's always interesting. And then they tend to stick around a bit more. Like we did Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero the other day. I'm doing a Gran Turismo 3 playthrough on PS2 hardware. And I'm doing TrackMania right now. We also occasionally do alcohol streams. Don't ask. Kuwait can enlighten. I was smashed yesterday. That was because I got kind of just like out of nowhere into that stream. And I was just like, you know what, let's do it anyway. It's been a while since I've done one. That was fun. I got drunk. It we did things. It was okay. It was okay, and I'm still alive afterwards. That's a good sign. Um, can I not beat this damn? Like, listen, I just want to beat Ghosty McGhostface here. I don't like how this card just twitches back into position. But I think we can trackmaster this. Like, I think we can genuinely trackmaster this. I just need to get the run right. That's not doing it right. But I don't have any mayo, and when I next do a shop, I'll buy some mayo and I'll show you it on stream. How's that sound? Lamau, yay. I'm glad. See, this is what I do for people. Let's not talk about what I do for people when I'm drunk, though. God. I genuinely thought after yesterday's stream I would not be able to do anything. I've actually sent someone mayo from their Amazon. I mean, to be fair, that is an excellent idea. I'm sorry for the shit joke. I'm really sorry. Hi, I'm British. This is my sort of humour. I like shit jokes. I like puns. Puns are funny. Usually gets a groan and a whine out of people. It's usually why I tell them, to be honest. But hey ho. Oh, I fucked that up. I was doing so well on that run as well. I could feel that run was so good. Hey, any hundredth is a hundredth game. That was a shit exit. Can you see your friend's ghost? Yes, you can set them as your friend's ghosts. You can set your friend's ghost to be. You can set your friend's ghost to be the one that you're racing, but most of the time you just need the gold medal one, to be completely honest. Like you could do. Piss. I died. I died. It did. Downloading it now to beat your ghost. Good luck with that. My ghosts aren't exactly easy. Some of them are, I guess, but not all of them. Yeah, okay. Oh, where did I fuck up my run there? Was it landing? Probably the landing. Hit the wall. Yeah, yeah. I made this look easy, but let me tell you, it's not. I am an honest person, Brad. I wouldn't put you through games that I don't think you could complete. So don't try this one. We're free! Let's go driving in the valley, boys! Woo! Where should we go? Why is this Ubisoft, why is this drivable? I have questions. We lost something on the car, but it probably doesn't need it. Go to your mum. I can't. I don't even know where this is. I don't even know where this is. How fast do you think we can get the car to go? Off. With no boost, just straight road, me holding the accelerator. Follow the stars. How does this car still have another gear? It's 460. How have the tyres not gone pop? This car has a top speed of 500, you're shit. Yeah, it stopped at 500 because this car's shit. I feel like the stadium car could go a lot faster, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, what was that? What was that? Fucking bounce there. If we track master this, I'll be happy. I don't want to stay on this level forever though. Because after this I'll probably end the stream. And then I'll be back Sunday as usual. Of course, if you want to see me keep doing TrackMania, just let me know. I would love to see you all back here. Ah, what the... Hi, I am nature. I'm going to put this conveniently placed rock right where you need to be. And I'm just like, thank you, nature. Who am I raiding? I will have a look through my follower list and see what's going on. I don't know who's streaming right now, but I'm sure I can find someone if I can. But first, we're gonna try and trap master it. I don't actually know who's live right now, but we'll check who we're raiding. We could always raid someone. Ah, that wall again. Recycle more and nature won't keep. I'm trying. We're still using the same car and the same driver. The driver's still alive. I like how every time I crash, you just hear someone say, "Look out! Mind the paintwork." Like, okay, mate, you drive it. Stop giving me your condescending commentary. Let's see you drive it. If you think you're so good. Oh, I hit the wall and that ruined the run. Fuck! I wanna. I wanna. To be fair, that is a noble cause, I guess. Can I say that? But yes, that sounds like a plan. I think my driver here wants to do the same, but instead of science, he just wants to not do that. What did I hit? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I run over? I probably just run over your the you know the lump that you make when you put someone down on the ground. It's like a big lump of soil. I think I just hit that and it put me in the tree. Cheers. Oh, the walls. I only need to be 0.00001% minor off here. Come on, like it's not asking for much. What did I hit? I don't even know what I hit that time. I hit the floor and the car's like, bye. Hell. Don't worry, guys. We're nearly there. I can feel it. It's not like Eminem where someone's like, something's wrong, I can feel it. We don't need that here. We don't need them bad vibes. What we need is Parappa the Rapper, because you gotta believe that that is a restart. That's what we gotta believe. um, yeah, go grab something to eat. Um, okay, we're a quarter of a second up. That's a good start. Enjoy air control. Enjoy rage quitting this game, because that's probably what's going to happen at this rate. I'm not going to lie. Damn rock. Dwayne, get out the way! I'm going to start calling that rock Dwayne. Just sounds right. Oh, what? Well, what did I hit? Like, goddamn. Oh, yeah, that was a good. Oh, that was good. Oh, that's really good. Come on, game. Don't ruin this one for me now. Game ruined it for me now! Okay, fine. We'll start again. Oh, I've done it again. I've done it even better. Right, stay a bit to the left. There we go. All you have to do now, car, is drive sensibly. Perfect. The car was doing so well. Oh, I fucked that up. Oh, can I? Oh, that was so smooth. Oh, that was so smooth. Come on, car, don't let me down now. You have one job. It fucked up. I approached that corner completely wrong. That's kind of like a late Apex one where you just need to let that car go down that first bit fine and then drift at the next bit after. And that's a shame because I don't think that run could have gone any smoother up to that point. Why did I hit the rock? Dwayne, get out the way. This ain't a movie. This is a stunt set. And last time I checked, you are no stuntman. Tony Hawk's right into a lamppost. Oh. No! He decided to just go land on that tiny bit of concrete and just ride it. It's like, okay, Chimillionaire. Oh, that was horrible. What was that launch? It just kind of wanted to roll. What did I hit? Honestly. Jesus, that fucking rock. It's not the other rock anymore, it's this one. We actually jump over where we start, I've just realised. Like, we jump over a later part of the run. I've only just clocked that. See, look, there it is. The bit where it just starts dipping down. Dipping like ketchup in fries. Piss. Okay, okay, okay. It's acceptable. It's acceptable. Okay, that's an acceptable run. Why? Who put a barrier there? Who's decided, nah, that's not a shortcut, mate? Unbelievable. I'm gonna fire these track designers. I'm gonna find them and fire them. Like, oh god. We're still ahead of the ghost, that's the key thing. Oh, no, 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 no. Why'd the car just slide? Stop sliding, just straighten up, please. That's all I want you to do. No, that was a horrible run. The trick to that corner, that left-hand hairpin, is the outside. because of the banking on it. Like, this car does not deal well with sliding. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, game. Sorry I wasn't straight enough for you. I really feel like this is a TrackMasterable level. For me, anyway. Nope. Can't see your go because you set everything. Oh, I'm sorry. Should I care? Wait, are you actually on it? I'll. If I have to restart, I'll check. If you're actually on it, I'm gonna deck you. He actually is. God damn it, Fred. Grow up. Do you actually have any intention of playing it though? Yeah, I know, but what I mean is, do you actually have any intention of actually, like, trying to complete it? Because you're going to be here for a while if you are. We didn't track master it. What? How far was I off? How far was I off? That is bullshit. What are we on? 133. I was a whole second off. Fuck it. I was a second off. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me know when I should care, and I'll let you know. Yeah. Deal with it at work tomorrow. Oh fuck. Okay. I honestly feel like that one's easy. Oh boy, look at that. Hot Wheels, here I come. 137. So we can't play any of the others yet. We haven't unlocked them. We'll get there, I'm sure. We will definitely get there. I'm pretty positive. Last Trackmaster I got was level 92, which was this one. You can't cheat physics. Do you want to fucking bet? I brake and my car straightens out. I can cheat physics. What are you talking about? Oh god, look at that spirally boy. Oh boy. We are in for a fun time. Right, fun times will have to wait because it's getting late and I really, really, really should think about getting... I should Oh god, it's been a long day. Thank you all so much for joining and for the follows for Jobber JTM, Noxock, and Rolling Dank 420. Great names, really appreciated. We're still one away from that magic 275. I will get that updated for Sunday. Sunday is when I'll be back. So that's this Sunday coming. It'll be about the same time as usual for me. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. And then Monday, Tuesday. So you've got 3 streams in a row as of Sunday. How lucky are you guys? I can't guarantee what I'll be playing, but based on how well this one's done, it might be more TrackMania. Because goddamn, do I want to throw my controller at the wall? You know, it'll be fun. It'll be exciting. It'll be acceptable. And you know, I yes, I definitely yes. God, why? I guess all the adrenaline and focus has caught up to me now. I am apparently shattered. Right, guys, thank you so much for joining. If you want to catch up on anything you may have missed over the last few weeks, it is all on my YouTube channel. Go drop a sub if you want. It's free. It's like following me here. It's free. But we will probably pick this up in the near future because it is a lot of fun, even if it is rage-inducing at times. The fact that it took us nearly an hour to beat level 125. I got prime subs. I do take prime subs. I take prime subs good. I would love that. I'd appreciate. I have Prime myself. I tend to sub to other people. It's a good use of my sub. Thank you for the compliment, Omega. It is always good having you here, even if you are just lurking. It is good fun. I enjoy seeing everyone here. For me, streaming is easier when I have people in the chat. Believe it or not, it makes me a better entertainer. When I have people in the chat, it makes my job as a streamer that much easier. It's so hard to talk to no one. I don't know if you've ever had a conversation with yourself before, but we flying high. I have Discord as well, believe it or not. I have a Discord. Oh my god, what? Why am I getting pinged so much? What's even going on? Um, I Yes, okay, my Twitter DMs are kicking off. Right, well, not even my Twitter DMs. Don't ignore the Twitter. Don't ignore your Twitter DMs. There's the life lesson of the stream. My Discord messages have started, like, popping. So, I'm going to love you guys and leave you guys. I will be back Sunday. I hope to see you all there. We'll probably potentially pick up Gran Turismo 3. If not, it'll probably be this. If I can be getting it all set up with no tech issues. This will go up on YouTube eventually. My stream archive on YouTube is about 2 weeks behind when I actually stream, due to the amount of content I shove up there. Back in time for the raid. Do you know what? That is a good point. Let me quickly check. Who is live right now? Who is live right now that we can go raid together? Okay. I think I have. I've got one of 2 people that we could potentially go raid. We can go either raid EXE Venture, or if you want to see someone do live art, we can go drop a raid on my friend Derry as Iron Fist. It is entirely up to you guys. If you want, I will set up a poll right now, and we can Roblox. Are Roblox even live? I don't even know. I don't follow their channel. A lot of the friends I have that usually stream have stopped streaming for the night, honestly. My friend E-Rogue was live, but he's not live now. Everyone's offline. I don't know. Do you know what? Let's go raid. Raid EXE Venture. So, yeah, that raid is set up. One viewer ready to raid. Please join the raid. I'd appreciate it. It'll be good fun. Let's go say hi. I'll see you in the next one.